name is Pete. I'll tell you my full name. Pete Michael Velasquez. Most people are embarrassed, but Michael is the middle name. I like to draw. I start off with colored pencils and just pencils. It was hard for me to go do colored pencil. I wasn't always good at it, but I got there. And then I moved on to markers in high school. That's when I started into the cartoon idea, but I was always copying other ideas when I started. And then as people started to notice that, and they would talk shit about me, and I was like, alright, you're challenging me. I like that. Like every time someone talked down on me, it was like I gotta prove them wrong. And that was my mindset. I always chose to be positive when people talk down on me, especially with my art. So like that pushed me to create my own ideas from just looking at other things. I would just think and scribble. Like that was the best way to start my drawings. Do a bunch of lines and try to see shapes within the lines, and then from those shapes create actual figures, and then there's your monster. I guess punk or hardcore, I mean, I never really knew about it until a friend showed me a band called Converge in 2016. And then ever since that I started branching out, but I never knew about local backyard shows until like 2019, which was, yeah, weird. I don't know, I got super late into that. I guess because of the way I grew up. Anyway, it's all good, but once I found out, I was amazed. I was like, damn, like I gotta be a part of this. I love this. It's kind of like people like me, they're like really, I don't know, similar. So it's like I feel like if I share that part of me with them, they'd embrace it. They support it. I wouldn't be hated on. A lot of times, growing up, I've been judged. So I'm just like a weird, sensitive, quiet person. I don't like to talk to anyone because of that. But anyway, going to that, just the backyard shows. Like when I found out about that, I was just so happy. I felt like I could just be me again. That's why I started going. It gave me happiness again, some other type of happiness. So I really just go there and smile all the time, really enjoy the music and just tapping, in my own head and moving around. I like to always pay attention to the bass or the drum, so I'm always like looking at the drummer or the bassist. One of my future plans is to learn the bass, but I haven't had time. What influences me? My influence right now is post-punk, yeah. I've been looking into new post-punk from like Mexico for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. I just like the sounds. And the reason why is because I love dancing secretly. That's something that no one really knows. So it's like, other than moshing, I into the pit, I just move around with the beat. I don't try to fuck anyone up. I'm just here to dance.
Yeah, man.
But if you guys want to like, it's funny when it comes down to that, it's like I can adjust that, and I like that. But that's going off topic. But yeah, my main influence right now is just post-punk. Really, I do like hardcore punk, but then like on the side, it's like that always. I like just that vibe. I don't know, something about it. One of them, they're an indie band. And they're called the Undercover Dream Lovers. Kind of like the name. Just been recently into the music. Not many people listen to them, and I just think like they should be more known. There's a lot of other bands, but I just don't really have in mind. And it's funny because in the past I've had thoughts like this, where like I feel like this band should be more known, and then throughout like 4 years later they get really like mainstream, and I'm just like, what the. Okay, I guess the most wildest thing was someone pulled out a whip and was whipping everyone in the fucking show. Yeah, like an actual whip. And then people started swinging it around just to jump over it. Like, this one guy was just, and fucking people were just jumping like it was jump rope and shit. But yeah, it was crazy. It was at Lafayette in LA. It was a Dead City punk show. Yeah, it was crazy. Another one of the first shows I've ever been to in 2019. It was fucking crazy. And then had a friend that was getting all paranoid, wanting to leave already because the cops came, the riot team came, and I'm like, fuck that, I don't care. I was just walking away chilling, but he was all trying to run. I'm like, what the fuck is this? The guy with the whip and then the riot team. Yeah, I guess. Other than like post-punk, hardcore punk, I do like indie bands. I got into the indie genres because of really the last relationship I was in. And then since I learned a lot about that genre, I expanded that genre and then shared it back to them. And then it's funny, they just started hating me for it.
Oh man.
Because then every song reminded them of me. So I'm like, damn, that sucks. It sucks. That's the bad thing about knowing good music all the time. Because then, like, when bad shit happens, like, you don't even want to listen to that music even if it's good. So it sucks. And then there's other situations where, like, people want to be your friend because of the music you know, and then at the end, like, they cut you off because they already got what they wanted from you, and it's like, it never was genuine. I hate that. It's like, oh, so you're only here to take the music from me, and then, like, you think you're cool because you know all this good music, when deep down inside you're still ugly. It's like, oh, you're trying to present something you're not just by taking it from someone else, like, God. And the reason why I'm, like, very angry about it is because it has happened to me many times, and it's like, God. And then when I have friends, like my close friends, I always ask them, hey, can I send you songs? Because I like sharing music with people. I just don't really, because oftentimes when I do, people get annoyed at me. They're like, why are you trying to force your music onto me? I'm not. I'm just sharing what I love. I'm just passionate about it. There's nothing me trying to force it, or I'm saying you have to, you know?
Yeah.
But I've been in that situation too. It's just, sorry, there's that. Like, literally when they try to act like, oh, they discovered this when they just got it from someone else. That's my another big pet peeve is when people think you're weird for being too quiet. Like, what? I am quiet, I'm calm. There's no reason for me to be talking. Like, I'd rather be a listener, if anything. I think listening is a big way to show you actually care about someone. Like, if you're not listening, you're not really knowing anything. And also, you don't even have to listen. Just observe them. Like, you get to learn about them if you really care about a person. And then, in doing it in that form, it surprises others. Because you're like, how the heck do you know that about me? I see you. I watch you almost every day. That's why I know. I'm not asking about you through other people. I see you almost all the time. So I'm bound to know things as days go by. And that's why I don't get about people. They overthink about the little things and don't realize, like, people know you. Like, you don't have to talk to them. It's like, and it's weird because oftentimes you get in argument. Well, arguments happen between two people, and then there's that saying where, like, you don't know me, you don't know me. I'm like, but every day I'm around you, so what does that mean? Like, I don't get it, you know. And I get it, and that there's two different senses to that. Like, one can know another's behaviors, but one can never know, like, how they feel. That's something you gotta ask, of course. Sorry. I do, but then it's crazy. It always changes because random things in life come, and it's like, I need to start being more prepared now for anything that comes, because I have a plan. And then something bad happens, and then it puts me down, and then it's like I'm kind of like held back when I'm still making progress, but just held back. And I'm trying to figure out a way where I won't allow myself. But I don't know, like you were saying, sometimes I don't know if and that's not exactly what you said, but what I got from you is that, like, sometimes you gotta allow that negativity to go through you for you to overcome it and just be positive again. Because if you just block it away or ignore it, it's just gonna be there and build and build and build. I've smoked at an alley with a couple of friends and had a couple West Siders put a gun at me. I've had a gun pointed at me while chilling at a shop, too. Yeah. Just because you're born in darkness doesn't mean you're evil or bad.
That's good.
You can always look evil or be good, but really it's just up to you. Your looks doesn't matter. It's just all what's in your heart. Because what's in your heart is never gonna change. Like, no matter how people treat you, you're always gonna be you, no matter what. That is why you are created, no matter who it is. That's why I encourage and accept a lot of people, and I'm very open to. Because I wouldn't want to make anyone feel the way I felt. So poetry, well, that's drawing, painting, kind of like sewing. done like crafting too. I do like crafting, but like the only thing I've really done with crafting is like cardboard things. I made
That's
a
cool.
mask before out of cardboard, just random things. But that was like way long ago. When I worked at Woolhall Park, I actually did a summer night lights. I don't know if you heard of that program. It was a youth program for the kids over the summer that didn't have the luxury to go on vacations with their families. So like those families, we did events every day, and it was cool because like every day we had a theme, and I'd go all out and try to be creative and create crafts. And I made once for carnival night. I made a big old cannon for people to use. I told them ball up a paper and use the slingshot at the end of the cannon and just boom. Kids had fun. Like, I loved that job because it was about the community, making them happy. Yeah, that's one thing about me. I have a big heart, but I choose to be closed off and quiet because I don't want to be hurt. I guess the government's way of focusing on mental health has it all wrong, in my opinion. But I'm glad that the communities are actually trying to like go out there and like put out the right information about that, because I recently noticed like you know, okay, back then everyone would be judged for that, but then nowadays it's like there's more information on to support that, and how it's like called gaslighting and all these other words like I've recently discovered, you know. I always think like I'm being viewed as something negative. That's all. It's hard to explain.
Mm.
Yeah, because like in the past, that's all I've ever been viewed as, and I guess that's like that's my trauma. That's weird. I can't let go of people of like thinking that people will look at me wrong. I don't know why. Because no matter what, that it always happens. I know I shouldn't care, but it gets bad to the reason why I care, because it's like someone's gonna look at me wrong and then talk about it. There's the gossip, and when I'm not even clearly sure what the hell they're talking about, and then like there's negativity going on about me, and it's really like, what? It's not true. Like something like that, you know? I don't know. I really don't know. I only got one friend that's sick as fuck that still goes. Shout out to Eric. There you go. Eric Music and Nerdo. That's his Instagram. He's a cool dude. He's one of the reasons why I got into the backyard shows too, because he kind of showed that to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed me a couple bands like Brainwash, Horror Show. They got canceled. They were like an OC band, and then they moved here, like Long Beach. I don't know what the hell happened. They're weird, but they're interesting. Cause the lead singer was like a trans. I don't know if you ever seen that. Like it was a lady in it was a person dressed as a McDonald's killer. I don't know if you ever seen that. I never got to get into that crowd, but that crowd is interesting too. Sorry for branching. So my name is Pete. I create art, and I am also known as Sick Creatures.